So what is best for a paid home leaving to daughter, Texas? So although this is going to depend on the specific scenario, which I'm not aware of, and you should definitely consult with an attorney in Texas regarding this. Texas, much like Florida, does have the advantage of being able to utilize a transfer on death for real property. Not all states permit this, but Florida and Texas are two states that do allow real property to be transferred upon the death of the owner to one or more beneficiaries. Now, I can't speak for the advice you're going to get from a Texas attorney, but here in my office, for us to utilize a ladybird deed, which is again is a way to transfer property to a beneficiary upon your death, some of the things we look for is, are there multiple beneficiaries? If so, when you're transferring to individuals, there could potentially be arguments over the property that could create problems. So in that instance, it may just be better to set up a trust, even if you list the trust as the beneficiary on the deed. Or it could be an issue depending on who's receiving property, meaning if you're transferring the property to someone who's currently receiving some type of government benefit like Medicaid, you don't want to transfer property necessarily to them outright. Again, you're going to want to use a trust. Or in the case of a minor, you can't typically transfer property to a minor when it's a home or other assets. So again, we would look at setting up a trust. However, if this is a scenario where it is an adult daughter, only one child, the daughter is in good health, and especially if the parents are much older, we will often utilize a transfer on death deed or a ladybird deed. So this may be a good option in this scenario too. I'm hesitant to list just direct beneficiaries on deeds with clients who are young, and you never know what's going to happen. So what a trust can do is sort of plan for any eventuality. Whereas if you list a beneficiary on a transfer on death deed and that beneficiary ends up passing away before the homeowner or becomes disabled, it can be an issue and you're going to have to change things. However, I will say this: we will frequently have clients come in who have one adult child. The child is, maybe in their 40s, in very good health, and the parents have a very simple estate. They don't have a lot of assets and maybe otherwise wouldn't need a trust. In this instance, using a transfer on death deed is an excellent way for them to make sure that their home, does not have to go through probate upon their passing and can instead go directly to their child as the beneficiary. It is really nice to have this option because it allows us to service more clients who maybe can't afford a trust, or again, don't have so many assets that a trust would necessarily be required. And really, this scenario is the perfect scenario for this, because if there is only one beneficiary, if everything's going to the child and it's just one child, it makes it very, very simple, and it's an easy transfer, and you're not going to have beneficiaries arguing over it because it's going to one person. So a transfer on death deed in Texas may be the best option for you. Now, again, you're going to want to check with an attorney who's licensed in Texas, an estate planning attorney or a real estate attorney near you, but it's definitely worth looking into Texas's option of a transfer on death deed, because this could be a very simple thing to do. It can get done quickly, and it could save you time and expense down the road with any kind of a probate action. Okay, so I hope this helps. If there's any other questions about ladybird deeds, transfer on death deeds, estate planning, asset protection, and you're in Florida, don't hesitate to reach out to our office. We're atCAUSE Law Office, the non-stuffy attorneys, and the link is in my bio.